know about it, Claire?
On the financial.
Okay. Welcome to Movie Reviews. We're talking about Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2, starring Chris Pratt and Kurt Russell. Gabrielle, what are your initial thoughts?
Alright, well, I definitely enjoyed it. There's a lot going on, so it was good, but it took a little bit to like sink in and sort of get over some of the confusion.
Yeah, I also really enjoyed it. I haven't seen the first one in a while, so I think in comparison, like I don't remember it super well, but I would say I like this one a little bit more. We're gonna talk about the story a little bit, right?
Yes.
So what are your thoughts on the story?
Okay, so while I was watching it, I just had this sense that like so much was going on, and I was wondering if they had tried to take on too much, because sometimes the switches between them don't work very well for me.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the story in a lot of parts. I think the movie starts off really slow. Things are kind of free form, and so I actually kind of enjoyed that. It felt more real. At the hour mark or so, things start to become a little more streamlined and makes a little more sense. Character interactions that I wasn't expecting.
Oh yeah, the pairings we talked about.
Some of them I really enjoyed. There were like a lot of ones that were like hit or miss also. And this isn't really a spoiler, but like Kurt Russell plays Chris Pratt's dad in the movie, and their interactions felt kind of forced.
And very
honestly.
cliche.
Very cliche, very forced
the whole daddy
interactions.
issues.
Yeah. I didn't think the payoff was super great.
Yeah.
So let's talk a little bit about the action set pieces. I think a lot of them are very fantastic. I think for the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Guardians of the Galaxy is setting the bar, and I think it was very cohesive. Made a lot of sense. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, I really enjoyed the action set pieces. Like you never get bored during them. They're very exciting to watch. I thought they were very intense, like very well done action set pieces.
I think we should talk about the acting a little bit. I'm gonna say a few things on acting. The acting in this film is not very good. I'll be honest. It's really strange. Chris Pratt, he doesn't have a whole lot to do in the movie. Like Star-Lord himself is the main character, and even when he had stuff to do, I wasn't feeling it. There were like 2 or 3 moments where there's like a near-death experience, like there always is in Marvel movies. The other characters don't really react well to their deaths. Like someone like maybe will fall off a cliff or like something explodes and they're like, oh no.
Yeah.
And then like a second later, I didn't feel convinced that they were losing a friend.
Sure. It was like the characters themselves knew that like everything turns out all right in a Marvel movie, so they just weren't reacting like as they should be.
It was really strange. Just like these little moments where the acting is so off that it takes me out of the movie.
Well, I feel like that plays into a little bit into the tone of the movie and how that worked, because there were moments like with the acting, it's like sometimes for the tone they would build up this super emotional moment, but then there's a punchline and it's funny. But sometimes with the acting, they build up this super emotional moment and the acting felt very cheesy, and you're waiting for the punchline and there just isn't one.
So I guess maybe just some final thoughts.
So I would say, if you're considering if you want to see it or not, definitely it's worth the watch.
Yeah, I would agree with that, honestly. I think Guardians of the Galaxy, both the first one and this one, are very self-contained. They're not really, they don't feel like a part of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And I think it really sets its own sort of standard. It has beautiful cinematography. I think that the character interactions are pretty enjoyable for the most part. Like some of them are believable, some of them are not so much, but I think all of them have really good chemistry. And so I think Guardians of the Galaxy as like its own sort of thing really sets itself apart, and I think it absolutely is worth watching.
Look out! Oh, wow. I tried, guys.